And we start with breaking news.
That's right, and this breaking news is now coming today out of Wisconsin, Madison specifically. That's where right now 3 people are dead after a shooting went down there at a private Christian school. Now 6 others were injured, including 4 students. We're told 2 of them are critically injured. We're also told just moments ago that their injuries are considered life-threatening. Let's get you up to speed. This shooting happened just before 11 o'clock local time at the Abundant Life Christian School. Police say the shooter is a teenage student, and the shooter, they say, is believed to be among one of the dead.
The two others who were killed are a teacher and a teenage student. Again, that information coming from police just moments ago during a news conference. We're told also that no officers fired their weapons. The city's police chief addressed reporters shortly after it happened as well. Here's a portion of his remarks. Take a listen here.
To be honest with you, I'm feeling a little dismayed now. So close to Christmas. Every child, every person in that building is a victim and will be a victim forever. And these types of trauma don't just go away. And we need to figure out and try to piece together what exactly happened. And right now, my heart is heavy for my community. My heart is heavy for Madison, and we have to come together as a community and figure out what happened here and make sure that it doesn't happen in any other place that should be a refuge for students in our community.
Good.
Clearly a tragic day, a difficult day for Madison, Wisconsin, and the rest of the country. Abundant Life Christian School is a K-12 school, so students from age 5 or so all the way up to 18 are in that building. We're told President Biden has been briefed on the shooting. Of course, we'll have more on the investigation and reaction to the shooting as it comes in, as well as here on 13 News at 5.
And here at 4 locally, here's the latest. Metro Police now are investigating 3 separate overnight shootings that left 1 man dead, 3 others injured.
And that means the city of Indianapolis has now had 201 homicides so far this year. Our Matthew Foltz was looking into that. He was at the scene of one of those shootings earlier today on the east side and brings us the latest now from police.
Metro Police tell us that fatal shooting happened here at the Olivewood apartment complex near 21st and Franklin. And this evening, we're still working to learn exactly what led up to this fatal shooting.
Metro Police say the shooting happened around 12:30 this morning. They got a call to do a welfare check on a person who was down. When officers got here, that's when they found 23-year-old Dana Jones Jr., who had been shot. His death marked the 200th murder in Indianapolis this year. He was treated at the scene and then transported to a nearby hospital where he later died. About 2 hours later, police responded to another shooting on the city's east side, this time at a home off of 40th and Arlington. Police say 2 women were shot inside the home in what appears to be a targeted shooting. Officers say they found dozens of rifle shell casings in the street. We're told the women are expected to be okay. Meanwhile, a 3rd shooting happened late Sunday night near Rural and 38th Street. Officers tell me they believe this was also a targeted shooting. A man was shot inside his home and then transported to the hospital in critical condition. This evening, police have this message for the public.
We need to find better ways to work this out, whether it's communication or just ignoring each other. Staying off of social media so we're not upsetting people by making comments on social media that upset some people, that things just shouldn't be like this close to the holidays.
Police say they also got a call for shots fired at the apartment complex 30 minutes before they were called to check on Jones Jr. It's still unclear right now if those 2 calls were related. Reporting on Indy's East Side, I'm Matthew Foltz, 13 News.
And we now know the name of the victim shot and killed at the Olivewood apartment complex near East 21st Street and Franklin Road. This happened just after midnight. Police got a call to do a welfare check for a person who was down there, and when officers got there, they found 23-year-old Dana Jones Jr. with gunshot wounds. Jones was treated at the scene, then taken to the hospital, but later died.
Metro Police are now investigating on the city's near east side after they say a girl who they believe was a juvenile was stabbed to death outside of a home. This happened this morning around 9:15 on North Randolph near East Michigan, just a few blocks away from Arsenal Tech High School. Police tell us they believe the stabbing was an isolated incident and that a person of interest was detained in this investigation this morning.
And now to Washington, D.C., where there is a growing push for President-elect Trump to confirm his cabinet picks.
This is Trump appears alongside one of his selections as another heads to Capitol Hill to meet with senators. Garrett Hake has the new developments from just this afternoon.
President-elect Donald Trump publicly standing by his embattled pick for Secretary of Defense, appearing with Pete Hegseth and a host of other top Republicans at the annual Army-Navy game this weekend in Maryland. Hegseth has faced a barrage of critical media reports after Mr. Trump first announced his selection last month, including a sexual assault claim for which he was investigated but never charged, and reports of excessive drinking, all of which he denies. Republican senators now largely rallying to his defense. Senator Lindsey Graham saying on Meet the Press that Hegseth would release the sexual assault accuser from a non-disclosure agreement.
He told me he would release her from that agreement. Yeah, I mean, just think about what we're talking about. I'd want to know if anybody nominated for a high-level job in Washington legitimately assaulted somebody.
Today, another top Trump pick will make his first appearance on Capitol Hill. Health and Human Services Secretary selection Robert F. Kennedy Jr., slated to meet with several Republican senators. Kennedy, long a skeptic of vaccines and vaccine mandates, under new scrutiny over a New York Times report that Kennedy attorney Aaron Siri, who has been helping him fill other federal health roles, took part in a 2022 effort to petition the federal government to revoke approval of the polio vaccine. Siri, in a lengthy response online, calling the article, quote, a hit piece. Republican Senate Leader Mitch McConnell, a childhood polio survivor, firing off a critical statement Friday, writing in part, quote, efforts to undermine public confidence in proven cures are not just uninformed, they're dangerous.
And RFK Jr. said, let's go through and have more science and study more to make sure that the safety and efficacy is there. And that's what President Trump is saying.
It all comes as the president-elect notched a major legal victory, with ABC agreeing to pay $15 million to a future Trump presidential foundation and museum, with the network and anchor George Stephanopoulos saying they, quote, regret statements regarding Mr. Trump during a March interview, which he called defamatory.
All right, that was Garrett Hake reporting. Taking a live look downtown Indy. What a soggy start to the work week, huh?
Just not very inspiring on this Monday morning. My husband was like, was that lightning? Was that thunder that we heard this morning?
That too.
Yes, it felt like spring, and then we looked outside, and it's like, this is just hard. And it just really hasn't let up very much.
No, we're getting toward the end of this last batch of rain. This was system number 2. Now, we've got a couple of more this week to bring us some differing kinds of precipitation. So we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, here we are in the middle of December, feeling a little more like maybe the middle of March, you might say. This is what's left of the rain for the metro area. And boy, did we ever have another soaker here, and combined with what we had Saturday night and first half of Sunday. A lot of spots in the 1 to 2 inch range here. 60 degrees in Shelbyville, not far from that in Indianapolis at this hour, 57 in Greenfield, and you can see the showers. And this, again, this is the backside of the rain axis, and folks in western Indiana may get some rays of sunshine here before we get to sunset. Give it another couple of hours, and then gradually this overcast is going to break apart here. We'll have enough wind initially that we're not overly concerned with fog, but later tonight, early tomorrow morning, with the soggy soil and the air that's going to be fairly saturated, it's a possibility. Even with all the clouds and rain, we're still running a good 10 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. 58, the low so far of 48. Our average high is 40 degrees. We do have a jab of cold coming our direction. We're going to time that out, talk about some snowflakes, and get you into what looks to be a more of a chillier weekend for us, all coming up in a pretty active 7-day forecast. Just a few minutes.
All right, Sean, thanks so much. And don't forget, when we've got weather like this, it's changing a lot. You want to know the latest that's going on, and you can track them all week long on the Live Doppler 13 weather app. Check out the weather blog, and all you have to do is download the app at your phone's app store. It is free. Go get it.